Hi everyone, welcome to Boom Boom Now. I'm Kate and I am super happy that you're here. And before we even get into it, a couple of things. Thank you for thumbs up, sharing, commenting below. I really appreciate it. It helps the channel come up in the algorithm. And the other thing I want to say right off the bat is I live on a very, very busy street, and usually I try to record late at night so that it cuts the noise a little bit. And today I'm just not able to do that. So you're probably going to hear traffic in the background, and there's kind of nothing I can do about that, and I just appreciate your patience. With all that said, today I want to talk about social connectedness and the years it can add to our lives. As you guys all know, if you've been watching my videos, I want to live forever. But with that said, I want to live a very, very long life, like a forever life, with my brain intact. So with all of this in mind, I took a deep dive recently into longevity research to try to see what it takes. How do the people who are living a really long time doing it? We know there are genes. There's no way to fix your genes. They're going to do what they're going to do. There are lifestyle choices that make a difference, and there are some that we all know, right? We know that if you exercise, you are going to stay healthier. We know that a good diet means you're going to stay healthier. I wanted to look at something that I think we don't talk about as much, or at least I'm not aware of this discussion coming up as much, and it is social connectedness. What does that mean? I mean, I think we all know on a superficial level, you know, you have to have friends and love your family and stuff like that, but I really wanted to get into what it means and how we make that happen, because I think for some of us, it isn't as easy as maybe it used to be. You know, back in the day, whenever that might have been, people didn't spread out so far, right? It was common for people to grow up in the same community that they would then raise their own kids in. Generations were all there in the same community. Friends that you made in elementary school were still your friends when you were 45 and 65 even. And I think that that's not as much the case anymore. Now, maybe I'm wrong. I live in Los Angeles. My friends are all scattered. Some of us have met back up on Facebook, but when I read about social connectedness, while they do talk about social media being better than nothing, that's actually not what they're talking about. They're really talking about lifelong relationships. So I think that that's not as easy to maintain as it used to be. Even my immediate family, we live all over the place. So I grew up with my cousins and my aunts and my uncles and all kinds of people around. But now my daughter, I am so blessed. My daughter lives about 4 blocks from me, and my son-in-law as well, but that's my family. Everybody else is really scattered, and so of course that takes its toll. That affects the quality of the relationships. You can only be so close when you're not there for each other and interacting on a daily basis. The other thing that I want to explain that made this kind of an interesting topic for me is having ADHD. And any of you who have social phobia or any of those kinds of social issues, I'll just put it at issues, because some are diagnosed and some aren't. Mine is diagnosed. One of the things that comes with it is a real fear of socializing and self-isolation. And the reason that happens is because we get so much rejection and negative input from people who don't understand that we have ADHD, and we do things wrong. You know, we interrupt, we talk too much, we talk too loud, we talk too fast. You can probably even hear it in my videos, and this is with me diagnosed and in treatment. So I understand why people may be a little bit less likely to bond with me or make the eye rolls and things like that. But when you receive that kind of rejection throughout your life, you tend to want to distance. So there are a lot of reasons why social connection isn't so easy for me to think about. And when I think about like this is necessary to live a long, healthy, happy life, it's a little worrisome because I'm not exactly sure how to make that happen. So I wanted to deep dive into this because I know I'm not alone. I know a lot of people who are diagnosed with social anxiety, bipolar, ADHD, all kinds of things that make social connection less easy for them. So I thought we might explore this. So studies show that people who are isolated socially are 50% more likely to die prematurely. Just let that sink in. 50% more likely just because of social isolation. Yikes, what do you do with that? That is so terrifying to me, and I'm sure it is to, like I said, all of those other people have reasons that make socializing and social connection difficult. So it's huge. Several studies have ranked social isolation equal to smoking as far as detrimental impact on your life. So you could be smoking cigarettes, and quite frankly, I smoked when I was younger, and if they would tell me it was healthy, I would light up a cigarette right now because I love smoking. Sorry, I know it's not cool to say that, but I love smoking. I don't do it, haven't done it in 30 or 40 years, but would if I could. But social isolation is as dangerous to me as smoking. Give me a few friends and the cigarettes. No, I'm joking. There are these places around the world called blue zones. Why are they called blue zones? I have no idea. I didn't see that in my research. I'm sure somebody can put that in the comments below. I don't know, but they're blue zones, and I will name them for you just because I find this so interesting. Okinawa, Japan, Sardinia, Italy, Nicoya, Costa Rica, Ikaria, Greece, and wait for it, we get one, Loma Linda, California. And I don't know if everyone knows Loma Linda, but it's a Seventh-day Adventist community. So we'll talk a little bit about that. So those are the places where people live significantly longer than the rest of us. So they have the highest number or highest percentage of their population is over 100 and still working, still active, full cognitive function. And they say that adopting a blue zone lifestyle can give you 10 to 12 years onto your life. So according to studies done on the blue zones, that there are 4 main areas that you need to consider to live this long blue zone life. They are right outlook, that has to do with your attitude and your outlook on life, eat wisely, social connection, and movement. So one thing that I also found interesting in the social connection piece, one thing that I learned is most people over 100 who were interviewed for a study, and again, this will be posted below, attend a faith-based service 4 times per month. Researchers believe that just doing that will add 4 to 14 years to your life. It doesn't seem to matter what your faith is, it's attending the service 4 times per month. So keep that in mind, right? So it's like a solitary practice, staying home and meditating or doing your prayers or whatever it is that your religion asks you to do. That doesn't do it. That may get you closer to your deity or higher power or whatever it is you're going for, but it doesn't add the years to your life, evidently. It's attending the faith-based service. So I find that interesting. And maybe I'll look more into just that aspect and do a future video. But obviously the connection to community has a lot to do with it. The next thing they have in common is they put family first. And that's more than just saying, yeah, I really love my family. What this research shows, or what it's referring to when it talks about putting family first, is that the family stays together. So older people either stay in the family home or are in a home or a facility nearby in the local neighborhood. These people have a life partner that they share a home with, and they stay connected and in close proximity to their children, to their grown children. So that's what they mean by putting family first. And I'm sorry, I know you hear that like piercing noise. That's one of my parrots wishing that I were talking to her instead of you. Again, I don't usually record at this time of day, and I'm really, really sorry for the distraction. I just can't fix that today. The next thing the people over 100 have in common, they have a tribe or a group of friends that they stick together over time. So this doesn't mean, again, we have to be careful about how the research is discussing this, because it's not just the mundane way we would all talk about it. Like, yes, I have friends. It's not that exactly. It's, yes, I have friends, and those friends are traveling through life with me. We're together. We're getting together. We know each other. We support each other. One thing that I found really wonderful, the people in Okinawa have a term. It's called moai. And what this is a group of 5 friends who make a commitment to each other to be there for life, for each other. It's like a kind of marriage bond almost. I mean, they're not married, obviously not, but it's a kind of bond like a marriage where it's like a lifetime commitment to be together, and they're called your moai. I'm not sure if I'm using that perfectly. I did talk to a Japanese friend of mine and ask about this, and she said this is unique to Okinawa. So it's not all Japanese people don't have this. It is unique to Okinawa, and Okinawa is where the blue zone is. It's not all of Japan, it's right there. And so they create this moai. I just think that is so beautiful. I really, that just touches my heart in a way I can't even say. And again, living in an urban environment, I don't know that it's possible for me to do that, but I am definitely going to explore sort of identifying and connecting with my tribe. So I guess that's the challenge, right? The faith-based community part may be easier. And I think that most of us, at least, can probably figure out how to add that into our lives if it isn't there already. But the other things, when you think about it, if you don't live in, say, one of those a smaller community or a more traditional community, if you don't have that already, like me in the middle of LA, my family's already spread out. You know, I mean, they're not going to all move back in. Where would we move to? My home is not their home, right? So obviously, keeping family close, I don't think it's a possible thing for me, and I'm sad about that. But that's the reality of how my life has gone. So I don't think I can do much to fix the family piece of it. The friend group, the moai, is also intriguing, right? It's like I don't have around me the friends that I grew up with. Again, I wish I did. I wish we had all, no. I don't wish we had stayed in that neighborhood, honestly. Hoping that now that I'm kind of thinking in this way, maybe I can identify these people and start to make my tribe and find my moai. It's a little scary for me, I have to say, with the social phobia aspect of ADHD and just not really being so socially comfortable. It's a little bit scary to even try to imagine what that might look like, but I am committed to doing my best and exploring and seeing what might come, what might be possible. That's what I've got to say. That's what I've got to share. Just some ideas that I wanted to share with you and kind of where I'm at on my journey. I would love to hear from you in the comments. How does this sit with you? Do you already have this stuff in place? I can think of a couple of my closer friends who are very dear friends, but maybe not moai only because of distance. But I think they do have it. I think I at least imagine that they do have their moai. I don't know why some people do and some people don't. But anyway, I think for a lot of us, it might be more challenging, right? So I would like to hear what you're doing. Are you even up for the challenge? Do you feel like starting to explore these ideas, or is it just kind of like, I don't know, it's not there, so I don't see how I can make it happen now? And I kind of do get that point of view, but I think we need to stay optimistic and do the best we can. I know for me, I am a part of a couple of different faith-based communities, but am I completely on it about getting there? No, I let myself get too busy, and that is now going in my planner as an absolute must-do protected time slot. And I think I'm going to start reaching out to people and making some lunch dates maybe. I think I could at least start there. So that's what I'm doing. I hope our community here grows. I'll do another video talking about connection through social media and stuff. It's not nothing. And so I hope here we're forming a community, because this research that I've been looking at, it says it all. We need each other. We need each other. So I'm glad that I can reach out to you. I'm glad you're there. Thank you so much. I look forward to comments, and I'll talk to you soon. All right. Bye.